That was from Winn-Dixie, right? You guys read this a couple days ago?
Yeah.
And now what we say that again?
We read it
Every day. Okay, well this is chapter 16. This is a lesson that you guys read 2 days ago. We are now going to read this, Life as a Civil War Soldier. We're going to read this together as a class, okay? I'm going to read it aloud to you, and I want you guys to follow along with your fingers, okay? So that we're paying attention and understanding what I'm reading to you. After I've read this to you, with your shoulder buddy, you're going to take out a yellow crayon, and we're going to compare the two, compare and contrast, okay? We're going to find similarities between what you guys have already read in chapter 16 in Winn-Dixie, and then we're going to compare Life as a Civil War Soldier, what we're about to read together, okay? So as I'm reading, I need you guys to be respectful and quiet, pay attention, and I want you to follow along with your fingers. Is everybody there now? Okay, we're going to start at the top. Life as a Civil War Soldier by Rachel Ehrlich. When was the Civil War? The Civil War was fought in the United States from 1861 to 1865. The war was between the southern and northern states of the United States. States in the South wanted to separate themselves into their own country. However, the northern states wanted to remain one country. This large disagreement caused a war. Men from both sides were sent off to war to fight for their cause. Life as a soldier was not easy. They faced many hardships, such as hunger, bad weather, poor clothing, and even the possibility of getting killed in battle. What was daily life like? The daily life of a soldier began very early in the morning. Each day they would practice drills to prepare for battle. It was important that each soldier knew exactly what to do when it came time to fight. We're going to turn the page. We're going to be on the back of the next page. And as I'm reading this aloud, think about the things that these soldiers are going through. Think about some of the things that I'm describing to you. And put yourself in their shoes and think about how things like this would be and if you were in this time and had to fight for these wars and in these battles. Everyone on the back page?
Yeah.
Okay. When men were not prepared for battle, they had chores to do, such as cleaning their equipment, preparing meals for troops, and fixing any torn uniforms. If they had any free time, soldier would spend it writing letters to home and even playing some games to keep spirits high. The days were very long and exhausting. What happened if a soldier got sick or injured? Soldiers in the Civil War had to survive awful medical conditions. They were constantly dirty and covered with lice and even fleas. That's pretty gross, right?
Yeah.
Many soldiers died of disease and infections. There were some doctors, but they had a hard time keeping up with all of the sick and wounded soldiers. In addition, doctors didn't have the same knowledge about diseases and infections as doctors do today. Often, even the smallest wound on a soldier could get infected and cause the soldier to die. During major battles, doctors had to scramble to help soldiers that had received wounds to their arms, legs, and upper body. There was even no medicine to help ease the pain of a wound, and oftentimes, if an arm or a leg was wounded bad enough, the doctors would have to amputate. Does anybody know what amputate means?
I know.
What does it mean? Cut off, right? It says that right there. Or cut off the injured body part. All right, flip it over. We're on the next page now. Correct. The picture of the building in the bottom right,
Yeah.
starting at the top. What did the soldiers eat? Food was hard to find during the war. Soldiers often went hungry. When they did eat, it was mostly hard crackers, cornmeal, and sometimes meat. Sometimes soldiers even had to hunt for their own food or collect nuts and berries. Even still, many soldiers died of starvation. Who was allowed to be a soldier? Soldiers were men of all ages. The age a man had to be to join the army was 18, but many boys lied about their age in order to join. Some boys much younger than 18 fought and died in the Civil War. What happened after the war? The North won the war. Much of the South had been destroyed during the war. Farms and houses had been burned down. Soldiers returned home only to find their homes were gone. In the years following the war, the United States worked hard to rebuild the South. They rebuilt roads, farms, and schools. Eventually, the South began to recover. And that's it. Now, after reading that together, did we notice some similarities that we've already read in Winn-Dixie?
Yes.
Okay. What would be some similarities that we know right off the bat? Very good. That's the example I was going to use. Very good. Did we all hear what she said?
Yes.
What did she say? We didn't hear? She was talking about Litmus, right, from Winn-Dixie, and how he lied about his age. You guys remember that? He lied about his age to do what? To join the army and fight in the war, right? What do you got?
He struggled too.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
He struggled.
Yeah, there was a lot of struggle, right? Very good. Anybody else?
You have to fix stuff.
Pardon?
You have to fix stuff.
They did have to fix stuff like their equipment. What kind of equipment would they have in the war?
Guns. Guns.
Guns, right? What do you got? Anything else? You gonna say guns?
Tanks.
Yeah, all kinds of stuff. What do you got?
Knives.
Cannons, knives. Okay. All right. Now, what I want you guys to do, everybody knows who their shoulder partner is, right?
Yeah.
Person next to you. With your yellow crayon, I want you to go through and let's say life as a Civil War soldier. I want you to go through and highlight the similarities, right? We've already named a few, so we've already got a head start on a few good ones. But there's a lot more in here, and we can compare and contrast the two, okay? So go ahead with your shoulder partner and find some similarities. Go ahead and highlight them with your yellow crayon. And we're just working with our shoulder partner, so there's no need to get loud and crazy, okay?
Okay.
We're whispering to each other, our shoulder partners, and we're finding the similarities.